Islam. Welcome to If the Truth Be Told.
How many napkin ices? I'm splitting that.
As we first rise, giving eternal praise to Allah, the Father of all, who's given us an opportunity another day to correct the errors of our thinking, that we might be of a benefit not only to ourselves and to our family, but to our nation and to Allah. We give praises to Allah as He is the only one who is praiseworthy. We give special honors to His love, thought, made in divine flesh, and the most noblest image of Allah in the person of our holy and divine prophet, Noble Drawley. As we give honors to all that is Moorish, as established by our holy and divine prophet, we give honors to those who have taken that responsibility and obligation to be a real Moorish American and to learn of our ancient fathers' ways and that of living as a Muslim, which is our religious creed, and more so our way of life. Islam.
Islam. Well, tonight we open for questions and chit chat. I'm waiting for one of the members here. Who's that? Did he come on?
Unknown yet.
I ain't the one came on yet, but dealing with some things, topics. And I want all our members to understand you don't have to answer nobody's question. Because whoever they following can't sit me down. And since they can't sit me down, they can't sit you down, but they're trying to build us some ego points. So they can come back, well, your member don't know, your member don't know that. And all the time, the fact of it is, they don't know. Your duty as students is to be studious. The duty of a student is to be studious. Look at that word, studious. That goes along with your membership. So you should become studious. That means you should be diligently studying what we're giving you, teaching you, and guiding you through. And to further that particular point, as of next month, we'll be having Quranic class because we want every member here to have a greater and better understanding of the Quran, of the Moorish Science of America, the Circle 7 in relationship to the Old Gospel, the Old Testament, which we classify as being the Quran of Mecca, and the Old Story, which we classify as being the Bible and the Torah. We're doing the same thing, combining the thoughts and ideas. You ask most Moors, well, what is the secret lessons that the prophet received from the Brotherhood of India, Egypt, and Palestine? They can't tell you. They can guesstimate something. They can try to guess something. But since that's not part of their Q&A, it's not part of their Q&A to learn, then we had it. Pardon me 1 second.
Q&A. They ask the wrong questions. And the answers they seeking still leave them short.
There you
go. We see the mission that most are on is to get the information. They're like collectors.
There you go.
But it really doesn't serve them any purpose other than I know this, I know that. But they do not put it into action.
They really don't know. They just got information. See, having information and knowing is two different things.
They definitely don't know because they haven't used it in the right way.
No, ain't nobody told them. You know, it's like you look at people driving cars. Look at all the accidents, almost accidents happen every day with people that allegedly pass the driver's license test. Everybody on the highway should have passed the driver's license test. And that's a simple test. You got some words you got to look at. Then you got to be able to identify signs by shapes, regulations by shapes. Then after that, they take you out on a practice run to see if you can follow what the rules and regulations say, and to see if you can take that motor vehicle and do what you're supposed to do with it. Now, the sad part is, oh, y'all practice very well. When the man takes you to get your license, y'all actually are doing the right thing. You're paying attention because you got the man over your shoulder. So you got somebody over your shoulder. I ain't gonna mess up. I'm gonna make license. You want my license? I'm gonna do everything perfect. Right. But as soon as you get your paperwork, you forget that God is watching. You forget your brother man is watching. You forget everything because now it's about you. And that's what the same thing in the temple. As long as somebody is around you in authority, oh, you act right. You dot your I's, you cross your T's. But it's when you by yourself, you forget your relationship to God. Because the vehicle that you're supposed to be in is called the vehicle of his own. And you got 5 principles on that vehicle: steering wheel and 4 wheels, right? Steering wheel, you got love to be freedom, but you don't give a damn. Because you'll twist and turn that any way you want it. Isn't that something? People got to watch out for you on the highway. Me and the Queen Mother was out there today, and the cars come. I'm like, wait a minute, don't y'all see both of y'all can't cross over to the same lane in front of us? Both of them try to go to the same lane, the SUV in the car, at the same time.
Immediately, and those who are not paying attention.
And what it was, they wanted to see which one of them fools to give up first. But they're so hard-headed, they both had to get out the lane. Well, let me in, I'm the first one to. Neither one of y'all got to turn signals on. I'm looking at y'all because you're dead ahead of me. That's how y'all is in the prophet's temple. Y'all forgot Allah's forever seeing, forever watchful, forever visible. Y'all forgot about that. See, y'all used to the carnal eye being on you. See, because that man can stop you from getting your license. But God can stop you from entering paradise. But you don't care about that because you don't believe. You didn't get with these nuts, these spiritual nuts. Brothers and sisters running around, they ain't got charms on it anymore. Now they got little rock glass pieces. But the vibration, the vibration, the energy. So you don't have the energy. Blowing smoke, drinking alcohol, spitting it on the floor. The zodiac, y'all doing everything else outside the temple. But Allah see that. Allah know who with him went. So you get something that happened to you, talking bad, it ain't bad luck, you left alone. And Allah in his mercy didn't let you lose your life. Because he tried to show you need to get back in the car. You need to get back in this car and let me guide you. You need to get back in this car that I had this other side, because what they call it, driver's license, or teacher's car. You got 2 steering wheels, 2 brakes.
Training.
Okay.
Training. Education and training.
Yeah. I remember when Amari was 4 and 5 and we was going. And I said, baby, let me hold my hands. Or somebody knock you down going on. Mm-hmm. But if you call somebody to knock you down, I can't do that. She said, well, I said, no, because you got to act like you got responsibility too. Mm-hmm. And so part of that responsibility came one day because she liked the Cocoa Puffs. So we brought us a box of Cocoa Puffs. We brought them out, and I want to fix my food. I said, ice is food. No, no, I'm gonna let her fix her food. Whoa, it's Cocoa Puff and milk everywhere. As soon as Cocoa Puff milk got everywhere, ice started cleaning up. I said, don't do that. What you mean? I said, you made her responsible. She said she wanted to fix her own. She was taking on responsibility of herself. Now, therefore, she had to clean that up herself. Well, she wasn't just a baby when she talked you into letting her do her thing. Me and babies now tell you what to do. Okay, that's the problem. Your children are teaching you. Non-students are teaching you. People that don't know nothing are teaching you. So it is what it is. Still in the back. Come on. Huh? So y'all got to figure that out. Y'all have to figure that out. Practice make perfect, brother. You got to have real patience out here and dealing with it. You have to drive defensively or not at all. If you're not driving defensively, you're not driving at all. You got to watch out for the other guy. The other guy should be watching out for you.
He under the influence. Yeah. Of what's around him.
Yeah, there you go.
He easily distracted.
You want to do it your way. The Quran say man is rebellious because he think himself independent of Allah. You rebel because you think you're independent of the truth. The truth is your truth. My portion of the truth. Your portion of the truth ain't what Allah got. It says Allah gives the gift of us. You tell me I got my portion. Who gave it to you? Allah made you stupid. Who made you stupid? Who made you think you independent of Allah? Surely not Allah. It is what it is. And you are who you are. And we are who we are. Let me see if anybody come on. Let me look on this thing. See?
In error.
Huh?
I said the truth be told, they're in error, but no one correct it.
No, I didn't know. That's the sad part. Do you really want the truth? I'm on my channel. I'm on my channel. This is dealing with a. Okay. Yeah. And we ain't gonna try to force the truth down your throat. Let's get that straight. I'm not gonna try to force the truth down your throat. Either you want it or you don't. See? And y'all gotta make up y'all mind. Because in the end, on that day, when you gotta become answerable, you can't say, well, I like how Rayo talk. I like the way he said what he said. I don't like the truth that he told. He he didn't kiss my butt when he told the truth. He didn't been over backwards when he told the truth. It is what it is, and we are as a people who we are. So what do y'all think?
Like I said, they never really wanted the truth, but they wanted to be in the community surrounding, but they're not participating the
There
right
you go.
way. They dress the part,
Yeah,
Some sound the part, but carrying out what it was all about, they fall short.
it's mean.
When you meet them out in the street, like you say, some of them you don't know if they are more or anything. They look like the regular Asiatic. Until they see you, then they have to put on their
Oh,
character.
then they start talking about Mo Man, Islam.
They
But when I seen you from afar, you look like a Negro. I was trying to avoid
talk louder when they get closer to you.
you. Yeah, I was trying to avoid you. I didn't believe you was one of us.
You know, one brother at the courthouse, 6'5". I'm sitting there with my book looking over some things, and he walked by and said, Islam, boy. I looked at that. Islam, I said, who am I talking about? Oh, I'm brother so-and-so thing. I said, oh, okay, what temple you in, brother? Oh, I'm not in the temple. I said, so you're not a functioning Moor. You just know about it. He dropped his head. Now, he's 6'4", and he dropped his head. Why did he do that? If he was correct, he would be like, Islam, oh, I'm temple on the so-and-so. Then we can talk.
Yeah, some of them even said, what temple they from? I said, you with a fake leadership. You know, why do y'all love fake leaders? That's what one thing gets me. Why are y'all so in love with fake leaders? Not real leaders, but fake leaders. Brothers that made themselves. And then you wonder why you in the shape that you in. A dummy cannot make you smart.
Overnight,
Yeah.
they become leaders overnight.
But y'all believe this European. The European tell you about some people that's been dead for over 100,000 years. Y'all believe it? And say, yes, you know. I was watching the show and they were showing the skeletons. And I had to ask the person, they said, you know, all the skeletons look like. I said, how come they can tell the difference? I said, how come they can tell the difference? If all the skeletons are different, you say are the same, then how in the hell you can tell the difference between an Asiatic skeleton and a European skeleton?
Tell the gender as well.
Yeah.
Or the bone structure.
Y'all got to stop lying to each other. I don't know why y'all lie to me. Because I've been here long enough to know when you're lying. And when you're not. You know, Judge Judy said, oh, when it don't make no sense, it's a damn lie. You know how many damn lies people tell? I just don't know. Huh?
So far,
All right. We're going to close out at 8:15. Don't nobody come on by 8:15. We're going to close out.
make sure that it works. Quiet out there. You know what that means?
Huh?
And so when it gets quiet out there, we know what that means.
Hey.
It won't take long. It's that time of the year again.
Yeah. Let me see. You don't want Islam. It's just like Moors fear Islam. They tell you about the zodiac, hickory dickory dock, how to dig a hole in the ground. They tell you about something. They tell you, but they don't teach you about Islam. I mean, how are they grand sheets of a temple? And the prophets say that we supposed to foster the principles of Islam. How you a grand sheik and you can't teach Islam? I keep that up. Yeah, moving down. So you get up. So what is it? Who's that? Mendel Jr. Who's that? Okay, Islam. So as we were saying, we have to begin to ask ourselves the tough questions. Why don't we want Islam as morals? Why do morals don't want Islam? But you can try to incorporate an Arab version. I had a member call me today and we was talking, and he was telling me that some brother told him that we Moors are fearful of the Arabs, something like that. And I said, well, brother, why are you trying to charge us that we're not with the Arabs and stuff. We don't fall behind Arabs. But obviously you don't know the history of the Arabs. Let's just look at this here. The Turks signed an agreement with the King of England to import 40,000 Negroes every year to India. That's 40,000 Negroes every year, a contract. Do you think they just went out and picked that 40,000? 1, 2, 3. You don't think people fought? And don't you know that they castrated a lot of people that they enslaved? But this is the issue. Just let me talk. I just said. We fearful Arabs.
Fearful, then you want to assimilate. You want to benefit from them to give you a pass. That's fearful. You want to join them. Kind of confused idea on that.
So why is it that if I say something against a slaveholder, I'm wrong? So if I'm saying something against a slaveholder, I'm wrong. But you keep talking about your Christian slaveholder, that he wrong. What's the difference? Now, slavery was on a limited scale because the European was in Europe. He couldn't get out of Europe. So when the European was in Europe, who was enslaving us? There. Now let's see. This is Imam Mustafa Kufu was telling me all this stuff. Your brother, you against the Quran? I say, sir, anything or anyone that says you can enslave my people, that's not Islam. So now we stuck with this idea, y'all. Uh-oh. If I'm saying something. Now, when we look at this here, let's ask ourselves, how many pigs are in Arabia? How many hog farms are in Arabia? So, how many hog farms and pig farms are in Arabia? Now they raised a lot of sheep.
That's the main
Yeah.
thing. Sheep, lamb, cattle.
But if it was against it, because they was eating a lot of pork. Don't you believe that the Arabs weren't eating a lot of pork? Now, if they was eating a lot of pork, the question becomes this here. What happened to the pork they was eating? Now, Muhammad stopped them, told them not to eat pork. He didn't tell them not to have slaves. They don't like this talk.
Mm-hmm.
So tell me, if Prophet Muhammad allowed slavery, is he the prophet for all of humanity? I'm asking and telling the question. Yes. Yes, son. Yes, Royal son. But there's one difference. We have to look at. There's two oceans. Ain't but two oceans in the world. That's the taste. Ain't but two oceans in the world, and neither one of them mix. So if none of the oceans mix, why do we? Ain't but two people on the face of the province of Asiatic and European. So now, so it ain't but two things in the world, truth and falsehood. Neither one of them mix.
Rebellious nature.
So if Muhammad, they keep telling me Muhammad is the prophet of all mankind, there is no more prophet, then who's gonna free the slaves? Then who's gonna free the slaves? If Muhammad was a prophet for all of mankind, are we part of mankind? No, not according to the prophet. I'm talking about according to their lesson.
That's the inclusiveness trying to disarm us. Trying to make us assimilate
Right.
their way.
Right. So if the European, the Arabs, and all of us are humanity, so why did God allow us to be slaves by a prophet who won't eat pork? A prophet that got rid of pork. You can't wear pork clothes. You can't have pork shoes. You can't do nothing with pork, but you do everything with a slave. You can take another human being as a child and castrate her. You can take another human being's sister and rape her. You can do all that.
You say all people are born Muslim.
Yeah, but you say all people are born Muslims. So Muhammad was the last prophet to humanity. Then who was the prophet that set us free? Okay, for all humanity. Now he got a prophet, won't eat pork, won't allow pork, but he allows slavery.
Hard, wide, hard.
Yeah.
Restriction on your dietary, but not on the humanitarian.
So, but now they teach that Islam say you want for your brother what you want for yourself. So we wasn't their brothers. So were we the brothers to Muhammad because he had us as slaves? There had to be a prophet or somebody to come to set us free and that would teach us Islam. Because you can't a slave holder can't teach a slave Islam because then he can't have him as a slave anymore. That's another teaching of one. Somebody explain that.
abrogation going
A lot of applications.
on. Those 2 points are so far different. You're worried about the dietary, but not the humane part.
How can you be a prophet to humanity when you got humanity as slaves?
Like emancipation, transfer custodians.
Yeah.
I can see why they don't want to tackle that particular topic and subject.
And the African American, Black Muslim, Bolivian, African, Afro American, Sunni, Shiite community, etc., is not going to tackle that. They're going to continue to avoid it, but they're going to tell you about the European enslavement. They're going to tell you about how the European raped your mother. They're going to tell you all that stuff to get rid of the Christian name. But they're not going to tell you what the Arabs did to you and still doing to you. The Arabs ain't stopped yet. And the Negroes with the Arabs have it just like the Negro in America. They became a good Christian. They've been good Arab Muslim. Then the brother wants to say, why we talk against that? Why not? I'm not lying. So if I'm not lying, why are you mad at me?
Financial issue. It's big business.
It used to be, now oil is.
All
But the poor Arab, he still got to go with his old slavery because he ain't got nothing. It's like Negro turn around and tell you where the beef. Where the beef, brother? Where the beef?
it's a major stain on the character they try to portray here. From the Islamic point of view as well as the humanities point of view.
Let me see. That's the point. If I'm not lying, why are you mad at me? Why are you saying we have a distaste for that? I got a distaste for anybody that's evil. I got a distaste for anybody gonna lie to me and they telling me the truth. Because you can't lie to me and at the same time tell me you tell me to trust you.
Like Satan.
I thought you was calling it in. I said I thought you was calling it in. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Okay. Well, what was you telling me? I got you on the air. So tell me, what was the brother telling you about us and Muslims? You didn't say my name. Say my name. Say my name. Okay, let me ask you. Next time you talk to that fool, ask him, did Muhammad end slavery? Or did he continue slavery? And if he allowed slavery, is he the prophet of humanity? See, because he's the prophet of humanity, and a Moses wants for himself what he wants for his brother. He didn't want them free. See, this is the reason why I tell a lot of y'all don't debate with them, because you got to be sharp. You got to call forth your lesson. All my life that I've been knowing about Islam, they said this is a brother wants for himself what he wants for his brother. So now, then I find out Muhammad had slaves and allowed slavery. But he's the prophet of all humanity. Ain't no more prophets. But then who's the prophet of the slaves? If you got me as a slave, who's my prophet? I know what my master is. Because if I don't say it not as my master, he's going to beat the hell out of me. Oh, that's another thing. They said, Muhammad told me to treat these slaves nice. You don't have to treat me nice at all if I was free. If I had the same rights you had, why then would you have to tell a slaveholder to treat his slave right? Then there's something wrong with you want for your brother what you want for yourself, unless I ain't your brother. There has to be some type of intelligence. Woo. See, this is why I let y'all know, don't debate with them. Just tell them come to me. See, because I tell him he can't say nothing. I just shut up one imam. I told that imam, I said, listen, you and this other imam trying to attack me. I said, we'll do this. I'll set up a Zoom where everybody can see us. And if you whoop me, I'll join you. But if I whoop you, you join me. He deleted the post. He got out of there. Because he was losing the debates then. You gonna tell me Muhammad is the prophet of all humanity? Ain't no more prophets needed, but the slaves needed somebody. Now I read something, I'm trying to find it, where the Arabs say, well, Muhammad knew that sooner or later they had to set the slaves free. Wait a minute, they said, now this is what the guy's saying. He evolved too. He said, brother, the reason that Muhammad didn't end slavery, he knew that sooner or later it would end. Wait a minute. He died in 632. They didn't end slavery to 1962 in Arabia. How many years is that? So Muhammad decided to let y'all stay as slaves until somebody followed him had some sense. And they gave you, now they can give you reparations. In Arabia, every citizen in Arabia that's over 21, he don't have to work. He gets $75,000. At least that was that 20 years ago when I was in California. They had a whole thing on there showing how the Arabians don't have to work because they get a welfare stipend of $75,000 a year. Yeah, Allah's not there. Well, you know. All right, y'all have to cut this short. I just had a heated fire in my house just now. Man, that's probably look at that. Man, we gotta get a super duper sticker. Man, Allah's God knows. So this is why I tell y'all don't debate with them. Just if you do, have enough sense to say, if Muhammad the last prophet, who's the prophet for the slaves? Because Muhammad couldn't have been a prophet for the slaves. They can't be part of humanity. Even though they have babies and do everything else, they must be transhuman. They're not real human. They're not real human. They're alien. What's this? Okay. Yeah, we know about that one, Brother Conrad. We already know about destruction of black civilization, but we thank you for the information. Prophet, the legal one, the brother said Prophet Muhammad purchased slaves and freed them just like he did to Bilal. Bilal became his closest companion, and in Hadith it said that he owned slaves as well. Well, wait a minute, let's look at this. It's not the fact that Muhammad brought and freed slaves. When Muhammad died, he had slaves. He had female slaves. But the issue is this here. How do you have slaves, period, and you can get rid of pork? If you tell your people not to eat pork and get rid of all the pork, they get rid of all the pork, but they don't get rid of the slavery. What is that? So if you are the prophet of humanity, how then do you allow slavery? I know the answer to it, but I'm asking y'all. Now, I used to believe that too, that Muhammad he freed Bilal. He did. Yes, he did. But he also had some slaves when he died. There's a couple hadith that they were speaking on that said he freed his slave, this slave, and that slave in later years. Well, wait a minute. Why would the prophet still have slaves? See, the whole thing is, if you the prophet of humanity, there's no other prophet after you, then who's going to free the slave? And if you the prophet of humanity, why you got to pay the free slaves and you told them to get rid of the pig? And they did it. Yeah, it's an economic issue. That's why Muhammad didn't end slavery. Because just like he told his wife, Aisha, his youngest wife, she said, Muhammad, when you built the Kaaba, is that the size that it was originally? Muhammad said, no. She said, how come you didn't build it back like the size it was? Muhammad said, if I tried to change it, your people would kill me. So what did that tell us? It was economics. The dollar is recoverable and people are expendable. Same thing today. It was an economical reason why he didn't enslave. Just like right now in Libya, although they got a lot of billionaires in Libya, the poor gotta have a slave to make themselves feel comfortable, to make them feel like they worth something. They got a Negro slave. That's why I sent y'all out the video where they peeing on sisters and making sisters eat doo-doo over there. But what's that rich place? Dubai and other places in Arabia with the Arabs. They holding sisters on dog collars and stuff. They got sisters, brothers that went across the country to get better jobs in Africa, and they wind up being treated like slaves. So, but here go your test for Islam. Why in the world women's got to have a full covering, clothes covering on, if Islam was what they say it is in Arabia? Now they say, now I got this from one of the sheikhs, a couple of sheikhs, about defending your wife. I got it in my book upstairs, and it says you got to keep your eyes and men's off your wife. So they got to wear the whole baccarat. Now they was wearing the baccarat before Muhammad was born. They keep the women from the gaze of the men. Wait a minute. Well, all of them is Islamic, and they more Islamic than we are, and they got all the sin. Why you got to hide your women? Their faces and stuff. They're not true believers. You said the truth. We have to do what I'm trying to show y'all. We got to stop this game we playing with ourselves. Don't let these people Zoom you. I'm 70 something this year, bro. And I can tell you, when Islam was first brought to me, they were talking about get rid of your slave name. What's your name? I told them my name. Somebody goes, that's a slave over the Irish move. Don't you want a real name? I said, what's the real name of the Islamic name? I said, what's the Islamic name? Akbar. Why ain't that the name of some other slaveholders? What's the difference between Akbar? He was a slaveholder. And the guy just said, Bilal had slaves. He followed the custom of the people that enslaved him. Woo! We don't think. Prophet, I get you think you save yourself. All right, brother Hunger. All right. So, as the prophet say, cousin all is not the nature of truth. But our people are customary people. Look at the sister. I was watching, I'm sure how the Europeans get. I was watching this commercial, and they were showing this girl with this blonde hair over there in frames. Revlon, I think it is. And they were showing, you see all up on her little hot pants, she running up the steps. And I'm like, why would they be showing this woman booty as she run up the steps? She's a sister with patent blonde hair. Now, that should tell y'all something. We went from puff hair to platinum blonde. Who customs are we dealing with? Now, when I was young, I'm going to tell you the truth. When I was young and I worked around hospitals and stuff as an orderly, only people I seen with green hair, purple hair and stuff was old European women. I mean, Argyle Garden, right outside Argyle Garden, was Roseland, uh, 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 Roseland, Eden Green. I remember Eden Green was built. We used to snatch purses over there in Roseland and in Calumet City. All them old European ones that died there had purple and all that stuff. We finally caught up with them, huh? We finally caught up with old European women. Look what we're saying, brothers and sisters. First of all, Islam didn't come with Prophet Muhammad. A version of Islam came with Prophet Muhammad. The version that Muhammad built upon was the teachings of Jesus. That's why in your circle 7 it says Islam. All right, I'll put you back up here. So what you see is that Prophet Muhammad adopted the teachings of Jesus, and this is why if you look at even some of the movies they made about the messenger of God, he says right in there, they give you a little hint, but they don't tell you what it's about. He says, dead bones live again. What is he talking about? That's a biblical station. That God called forth the valley of the dry bone, he calls the wind to come to bring the bones back together. So why would Muhammad say he dead bones coming? Who dead bones? But now we got to look at this here. Islam doesn't mean peace in the sense that you simply take it. It means submission. If you submit to Allah, you got peace with Allah. No greater peace is there in submission to the will of Allah. The first name, when you read your Bible, that God walked with man and that God needs, the same principle is attached in Surah 2, verse 30 to 34, when Allah made man and taught man the nature of everything. No difference. The first man is the first prophet. When the people went wrong, he had to save them or try to save them. Please don't get twisted. Don't let them twist you anymore. Stand up for what you know to be true. All our people that adopted a European or Semitic. Now, Semite means part us, part them. A Semitic person. The root word for Semitic is Semitic, Semitic. If you go back, take the I's, take the vowels, you get Semi, Semite. Half breed. But you want to make the all of something that's today. You look at stuff today, that's what fools you. You're looking at the illusion. Stop looking at the illusion. Satan don't want your money. Let me say this again. Satan don't want your money. Satan ain't got a dime. Satan don't have a dime. He got you chasing the illusion. Satan ain't chasing no dollars. His children might be stupid because guess what? In order to fool you, he had to fool them. Let me give you an idea. When they brought the slaves over here from Africa, and the slaves that they made out of our people here in America, those that they made slaves out the best. They took kings and queens. Their children made them slaves and put them under the pressure of slavery, even though they weren't slaves. But in Europeans, his prime example can be Australia. He went into his prison and got the scum of the earth out. One of the people he sent over to this country in America, he was doing 11 years for stealing a loaf of bread. And soon as they asked him, you want to go there for the queen? You get out of jail, you get a title, you get a position with the queen. Okay, yeah, let me go. The wretched of the earth of England came to America. The ugly people came to America. The beautiful people in America was here. And the beautiful people from Africa were shipped here. Stop being stupid. We are the best of the best. That's why they talk about the devil is nothing but evil. Because everybody that sent over it was evil. Stop being fooled, brothers and sisters. I know, but y'all don't like me because I talk bad about your European Arabs. Now, if you take an Arab and a Mexican and take their clothes off and switch their clothes, you won't know the difference. They open their mouth. All you got to do is go on them Arab marriage sites. And you see women, you just know, you know all of the things. That woman there is from the hills of Virginia. But she says she's an Arab. Anyway. You gotta understand what's going on in your nation and what you should be doing in your nation. Remember that. Never forget who you are. Never forget who you come from. We come from kings and queens. We come from the chosen people of God. Remember that part, more important than kings and queens. We come from the chosen people of God. We're descendant of the chosen people of God. I'm not talking about that Hebrew garbage. I'm not talking about Israel. I'm talking about we come from the chosen people of God. God, when he made man, came human from that. Don't let nobody fool you. Stop being fooled. As soon as somebody starts telling you you got something against Arab, you know that guy's a fool. Because you was a prime target for slavery. Anytime they agreed to enslave 40,000 of y'all. Now y'all gotta remember now, when this treaty was signed, that's people in Arabic, in Arabia, in Egypt, all of North Africa subjugated to the Ottoman Empire, the Turks, was in the business of getting you. Stop it. We give every man a chance to be a true man. The prophet said, the European helped me, why not you? That's a hell of a statement. The prophet said, the European is helping me, why not you? Why ain't you helping the prophet today? That's the question. Because the European ain't stopped us from teaching the truth. All the people talking bad about us, some Sunni so-called Asiatic Muslims, so-called Moors that want to practice Moor science and be with the Arabs, want to run around trying to imitate the Nation of Islam, and they over there in Scientology. Anyway, we got 15 more minutes. Anybody got anything they want to say? Questions? I'm looking close on the machine so I can see if you got any questions. And you can't serve two gods. I'm telling y'all now, you can't serve two gods. You can't have two masters trying to teach. That's another. Moors got too many teachers, and the teachers are the same. By that I'm saying they're from the same idea. My teachers, one, two, three, four came from the prophet. Another came from a different idea, Shanael, but Shanael came with the law. He taught the law. What is your leaders teaching? Your national leadership set up a board of sheikhs to teach you. They ain't researched nothing. They just there because the guy liked it. Peanut butter and jelly. Stuck together, peanut butter and jelly. That's why next month we'll be having a difference in our classes. We won't be public no more. We have to stop this because we're not trying to educate y'all. Because you're not part of it. You ain't no benefit to the prophet. I've been teaching now for years, and you're not a benefit to the prophet. You're still supporting evildoers. So we're gonna be choice. I remember this song by Smokey Robinson. Beggars can't be choice. I know that's what the people say. So anyway, all right, y'all. Any questions? Any decoration? Because I'm burning up down here. It's 96 degrees here. I had to cut the air conditioner off because it just caught on fire down here. I told you. Man. All right, I'm gonna end at 1:45. We got 5 minutes. I'm gonna sit here quietly for 5 minutes. The opportunity of a lifetime. Well, let me see if anybody posted something up here that's different. So yeah, well, try to give history things. It's on them to do their study. Right. A tribe. 40,000. But see, in order to get 40,000, you had to kill off 20,000. Yeah. All right, you got 3 minutes. And nobody's saying nothing. You got 3 minutes. Buddy. Allah's God. And once you realize Allah's God, it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. What? No, buddy. It is what it is, people. I trust y'all have a beautiful rest of the week. Yeah. Ah, what are y'all going to do? Okay. Go ahead and close it out.
Till
Yes.
That will be back on next Monday. Truth be told,
What? Oh, it's 8 o'clock. 7:30. Really, 7:30. We're gonna start at 7:30.
Imagine the opportunity to call in.
Yeah.
Praise Allah for giving us this opportunity, and we honor my uncle man, Prophet Muhammad brothers. I was not committing to slavery and suffer and teaching us things more to life than just living the day
For real, for real.
continue to thank Allah for giving us that opportunity. We're going to lay down the best.
Islam will leave you in peace. Don't take no wooden nickels unless you got to start a fire. If the truth be told.